Good evening and welcome to another episode of Give Me the Mic Show. I'm your host, DJ PHAT L in the building. Tonight we have somebody we've been long waiting for, a man coming from out of the UK. He's one of the top producers in the UK, and he's had like 3 or 4 guys that come through here have come by way of this man right here. My man, Ramon, is coming right through. We're going to have him immediately on. We had a couple of technical difficulties, so we're not going to delay. We're going to go right into effect mode. I want y'all to welcome Ramon Beats.
Hey,
Hello, hello.
glad
Finally,
to be on.
of course, now, guess what? We're back to audio glitch, but we're going to keep it going.
Okay, okay.
So, yeah, right? I'll tell you what. If I ask the question, you might have to write the answer, but I can't go much into the interview. I can't believe
Okay,
it. Oh, wait, it's coming in.
is,
Hello?
is, is in? Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear. Okay,
Okay,
so
maybe I just need to
welcome
talk
my
louder.
man Ramon Beats in the building, all the way from the UK. He's one of the top producers in the UK. And as I told you before, a couple of the artists that came to me is by way of this gentleman here. We wanted to have him in yesterday. He had some difficulties. I had some difficulties, but he's here in the building tonight. Welcome, my man Rahman Beats. You say your name Rahman? I say Rahman.
Ramans,
Yeah,
Ramans.
Ramon's Beats. Okay, cool enough. Where you come from? By way of what? Ramon, because that's a Muslim. I'm Akeem, so that's a
It's
Muslim name.
it's Iranian. It's Iranian.
Ah, so you're Iranian. Okay,
Ha ha.
Persian. Would it be
Uh,
considered
I
Persian?
don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, all the best, no problem. So tell me, all right. So first and foremost, this is an unorthodox interview. So as always, I'm gonna cut the light on one little bit more light. Hold on a second. Yeah, get a little more light in here. All right, so it's unorthodox because I have never interviewed a producer. Most of the people I interview are the actual the artists. So
Okay.
most of the conversation will kind of focus around the single that they're putting out and things like that. So you are the first of its kind. You're breaking ground, the first producer we're introducing, and I want to welcome you to the show based on that alone. Um, So you have nearly had no like dealings with the U.S. thus far, right? As far as your promotion is concerned. So this is like
Well,
your first official interview over here in the U.S.
yeah.
Nice, very nice,
This is
very nice.
my
Well, I'm
number
happy
one
to be
interview
there. First
overall.
one. Say again.
This is my very first interview overall.
Right. Oh, nice. All right. So that's good. Good to know that somebody's recognizing you. The guys over there should have been recognized you. If I got to go all the way over here just to recognize you, maybe they have to wake up and smell the coffee.
This is it.
you know but tell me what got you into being a producer, because most people that come into the game, a lot of them want to grab the microphone, and I'm not saying whether you have the skills or you don't. Maybe that was just your passion. What's your background as far as being a producer is concerned?
Well, I picked up the keyboard at an early age, learned the basics, and after that, I had an interest for making my own sound, my own chords, my own top notes. I did that for 10 to 15 years. Recently, about 2 years ago, I came across making music digitally on a computer, the same way as most people do now, and it changed everything. And over the past 2 years, I've been kind of perfecting that side of it, the technical side, which is very, very difficult if you don't know what you're doing or if you don't have anybody to show you. So now, the past 6 months to a year is how long I've only been sharing my music online for. So yeah, it's good. It's just
How do
literally
you
just
how do
play
you
with it
promote
here.
your music? What are some of the ways that you promote it? Because again, as a producer, it's a different way that you would have to go about it, I would think anyway, to be a producer. How do you go about producing or promoting your music?
The best way for me to is to work with other artists and other producers that are already semi-established, people that have already been doing it for a few years, that have a few more connections than what I do. So I did that to start off with. Like, for example, with Yaz, he had more connections at the time than what I did. So we kind of bounced off each other, me feeding him tracks and him feeding me information on how to get it out. Facebook was very good for up and coming producers. If you've got the time to spend, keep sharing and keep sharing and keep sharing, it does get attention, and people do click the links and eventually have a look. So same with Instagram, Twitter. all these places, all the three places. I'm not paid to have my music promoted. Haven't gone down that route yet.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't think I'm going to look at doing that until after Christmas. And it doesn't really appeal to me massively to pay to promote. I want to try and keep pushing it myself, and
Right.
just see how far I can get it first.
Well, I'll give you two things with that. Number one, the website that I produced, the WPKB Media website, was kind of focused around a couple things. I knew a lot of things about the industry, and as far as the background is concerned, and I always felt like um, it's like a genie in a bottle. Wouldn't it be great if I could package this and go with a one to many relationship? You know what I mean by one to many when it comes to database? You know what that means? In
No, I
computer
don't know exactly
technology,
what it is.
computer technology is I have something that's a central location and it's one to many. One to one is I got to go to you and I got to promote to you, then I got to promote to you. That's one to one. One to many is I'm just a central hub and everybody can chime in the network and see what promotion is going on, whose video is flying through the system, whose music is flying through the system. And unlike a streaming like Spotify, that's more one to one. You have to come out and say, go to my Spotify. That one person has to go there and hopefully click on yours amongst the millions. I'm
Hmm.
saying, I'm here. Guys, come over to the television station, turn it on, and come see what's happening. So the difference between the two is massive because, like you just said, you would have to do a lot if you got to go to each person, and even when you go to Spotify, it doesn't cut on and give you any entertainment. It's they go to your thing, and I guess you press stream, and then they stream your music. Does it just automatically come on? I don't know. I don't even use it because it's not something that I need. But is that
If
how it
people are
works?
following, if you got followers on there, then I'm pretty sure that they get an update or a link when you release something new, and they can choose whether or not they want to watch it, view it from there.
Right.
And obviously, on top of that, it's just sharing.
Right. And I think you said key thing was that you believe they get a link. I don't know if they get a link. Maybe they do. But see, that's when you're not in charge. But imagine if you were in charge and you can you instruct, hey, send my 10,000 followers a message telling them I have new music. I don't know how it works, so you can enlighten me.
No, I mean, as far as I know with Spotify, I'm pretty new with it myself. Like I say, I've only been on there since June this year, with my
Oh,
music. Yeah, so it's all
oh,
early.
okay. All right. So you're
So
really fresh out of the game with that one. So yeah, I mean, you probably would
yeah,
be the one to ask because you don't have a lot of like data to really go back and say, yeah, this is what happened.
no, I mean, I
You
haven't
know,
been sharing long enough to be able to turn around and say, yeah, this is exactly how it is. That's not exactly how it is because I
yeah,
don't know. I'm still learning.
still
You
learning.
know,
Oh, understood, understood. But you, so anyway, the point that I was making is that I just felt there was a genie in the bottle that I had that I could capture and put it in a platform that everybody can understand and share. And the one thing that you said, which was key, and because we have this different, your producer is both an artist, MC, whatever. There's other conversations we can have. Like for example, when you said you hadn't got to a point where you felt you would promote your music using anything monetarily speaking, well, there's ways of doing that without really doing it. There's, like you said, you might share with other artists, you might do collabs, things like that, and that's kind of like you're offsetting your services for services, right? But at the same time, I think of a place like McDonald's, and I think of some place that spends billions of advertising, and they're already big. So I ask myself, if I'm nobody, and this is a big company still willing to spend billions because they're that, even though they're that big, then does it make business sense that I would want to spend close to nothing on mines? That's something you might want to think about. What I set up, I spend money. I mean, I've been in the game, but I know that I put in money in the right places that would make sense. So even if you think, oh, this person is getting money and I don't feel like I should have to do it, but you have to think about it from a business standpoint. I wouldn't invest money. I mean, like I said, if I was McDonald's or Nike or any of those guys are spending that much money. You would think they shouldn't have to spend anything. You could see a
mm.
check logo and you used to say that's Nike. Let me go buy the sneaker. If that was their ideology, guess where they'd be? So that's what you have to think about. Is your craft so worthy that you want to get it out to the massive amounts of people in the massive amount of way in the quickest amount of time? The more
I
people that
mean,
hear you.
Yeah, I mean, like I say to you before, I've been doing this now, sharing with for 6 months online. So it's more of a learning curve. After the 6 months is over and Christmas is gone and done with, I'll be in a better position to know where my music stands and where's going to be the best place to push it and who's going to be the right people to for me to get them behind me to push
Yeah,
the music. You know, it's not something that I would rush into
yeah,
and just say okay and start chucking money at people just in case it never happens. So I like to
right,
sit back and watch people, especially promoters, and see whether they can actually get the numbers and do the job that they say that we're paying them to do
right.
first. So and I've
Yeah,
done that now. I've sat and watched people, and I'm quite happy with who I've got in line for
good,
next year. And I think
wonderful,
next year will be
wonderful.
better.
I'm gonna get ready to jump into one of your tracks so we can get a chance to listen to some of your music. Um, the first one we're gonna get into is "Love." Is it "Love Me Crazy"?
Love me crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the track. What was the inspiration behind it? How did you go about getting into the process, mentally speaking?
Well, I was trying to come up with something new, and literally just as I was running my hand across the keyboard, I flicked a couple of notes, and the whole song literally just got inspired over those couple of notes. I like the sound of the reverb on them notes, but it's done, it's finished. It's actually got an artist on the track now, so there's actually two versions of this track now. There's the instrumental that you've got plus the one with the artist. But yeah.
Okay. What we'll do is I told you prior to the broadcast that we would play like about a minute and a half of each because we're going to do about four different songs just so people can get a better feel for your style, different
Hmm.
types of tracks. I think that would be more suitable than just one track for 3 or 4 minutes. It's kind of, I would say, awkward. So going to it, we call this one "Love Me Crazy." Give me a sec. So I got my glasses on. I can't see a thing. All right, there you go. Glasses are for close or for far away, not for close up, so I can't see anything half the time. I think I got this right. No, I don't. Give me a sec. Why is it not playing? Oh, there it is. The obvious button. The one that's so obvious you don't think about. Okay, here we go. I like it. I like it. I like it. Let me ask you: when you go about, I say, making a track, do you Some people will have an artist in mind. Some people won't, and sometimes we like you get an artist who says, I'm looking for this type of beat. How does that happen? How does it happen for you?
Well, there's two different ways. I mean, firstly, with a beat like that, I would just make what I feel is the right kind of beat of whatever kind of mood I'm in. Or secondly, I might have an artist approach me and ask me for a certain type of beat, which then I will progress on and make two or three different versions of that beat and send it to them to see which one they like, but along the same sort of style.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, I've heard different stories. I write songs, so my thing is I get inspirations like 3 in the morning, and yeah, I got to get up and write, and if I don't, then I'll forget it by the morning. So it's a weird thing, but if I have a pen and pad by my bed, I just kind of scribble down, or if I got the audio, I'll just spit it out, and then I'll be fine. But the creative process is just that it's very creative. You know, it's a lot of people just I don't know. They like when I think about record companies and I think about how they expect an artist to just have this like contractual way of producing music. Is that an artist for most of the times it doesn't go like that. It's just more of a inspiration. You know. How about you? What do you think? What's your thing?
It's all to do with a feel. It's all to do with how a track makes you feel. You know, what kind of beat it is, whether it's a fast, slow beat. Because, like I was saying, music talks to you. You know, it talks to everybody in different ways and shapes. So, to an artist, I may have one approach for a song and how I would like to hear a rap, but an artist might do something different. And because it's different to what I'm expecting to hear, it normally ends up being 10 times better. You know, because they've got complete creative freedom over the track. Like, here's the music, don't change the music, but you've got complete freedom to do what you feel is right. You
Right.
know, and it comes back good. I mean, I'm normally always happy, to be
Yeah.
fair. You know,
And even when okay, do you distinguish yourself as being in and I make a distinction between a studio engineer and a producer. Do you feel is there any difference? And if there is, what is? And do you have both sides?
yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, a producer is more constructive towards a beat, and where he wants the beat to go and what he wants to happen with the beat in regards to vocals, females, males, raps, not raps, whatever. Whereas a sound engineer will completely just concentrate on once the mix is done to get it perfect. So, you know, for me at the moment, I'm trying to do a bit of both, which is a lot more learning on the sound side than it is for the production side of things. You know, I find the production and making the track and building the track is not easy, but it's easier than the sound engineering side. It can be very time consuming,
Yeah,
and, you know, and mind boggling, some of it, but chuck yourself in the deep end, otherwise you're never going to learn, you know.
yeah. Because I know we'll go into a couple of tracks. I know that one was probably mixed down, but did you have some of them that were not exactly mixed yet when you sent to me, or because the sound quality I think is still separated? Is that the
Yeah, I
case?
think that
Yeah.
you've got rapping, which is the second mixdown track. That one wasn't mixed down. There wasn't a final version to that.
Okay. Because we got coming up next, we got Pharaoh. I think I gave you the order on
Yeah,
the
I got that.
text. So we got Pharaoh coming up. But so what I was gonna say is even before I went to broadcasting school, um, I was, you know, had my own studio and recording, and I didn't know a lot, and the audio sound was horrible when I look back and listen to it. And like I think they were saying the decimals like -6 when recording audio and like -12 on video. Simple stuff like that I would have never even thought about. But then when I go back now and listen to the audio, how I was clipping and everything else, because I had really no knowledge of the audio side. So definitely the audio is the final product. Like, what do we want the customer to hear? What do we want the consumer to hear? We want the human consumer to hear the best quality possible. And then the imagination or even the delivery of the actual vocals. Because as a producer, that's my other side. I'm listening to how I've seen a lot of rappers even now listen to a rap song and they'll deliver a certain verse. I say he should have did it this way. It should have went that way. Would have flowed better. But you know they'll get in, they might knock it out, and they might have a producer sitting by them say, "Hey, try it this way." Not saying right or wrong. Let's see if it flows better this way.
I
And
had this the other day.
mhm,
Literally, I had an artist with a new track, Coast to Coast, which is out on the 23rd,
mhm,
and he sent me vocals. And when I got the vocals, I swapped them round front to back, back to front, and then chopped up the rest, and then sent it back to him. And he was like, "Whoa, what have you done?
mhm,
This is
mhm.
crazy cool." You know, it sounds a lot better than what it originally was. So, yeah, I can see where you're coming from there.
Did you mention Coast to Coast? I'm a DJ for Coast to Coast. You talking about Coast to Coast?
Oh, that's just the track I've made. That's just the name
Oh,
of the track.
okay. There's a group called Coast to Coast. They go coast to coast doing stuff. But I thought that was it. So we're gonna get into the next track, Pharaoh. We'll give that a try and see what we got with that. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Now you'll hear me tweaking some audios over here because I know the bass was heavy on a lot of these. I'll see what happens. Ready? We go. Let me slide the bass back in a little bit more. Yeah. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. I like it, I like it, I like it. So yeah. Any inspiration behind that one or just went for it?
That was for a competition being run by Cymatics. They released a sample pack called Pharaohs, hence the name. And I used one of the samples from there, just played around with it a little bit, added my own bass, top notes, and my own beat. And that was the final product, just a couple of minutes long.
I like it. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So what do you see yourself doing, I guess, in the next 3, 4 months? Do you have any plans, strategically speaking, on how you'll get to the next level?
Well, basically, paid promotion is the next thing after Christmas, is to push in for that. I've had a few tracks played on the BBC Introducing, which is quite a big thing for me at the moment. So the BBC Introducing and Radio 1 is my main target, is to get some tracks played on there. That would be as big as I could probably ask for at the moment.
Okay.
If that could happen in the next 6 months, I'd be really happy. Yeah.
Great, great, wonderful. I was going to introduce the that was a segue into letting people know that you will be one of the premier producers as part of the cipher. So just
Okay.
letting it be known at this point, we'll slide a couple of tracks in that way, see if we can get you in there in the door that way. But for the most part, you do have to have that plan, and if you've got a plan, you can always modify it. It may work one way, or it may work another way, but they say a man with a plan versus a man with no plan. If you have no plan, you say you can either plan to fail or fail to plan, right?
That's it.
So
That's right.
you gotta have a plan. So we get into the next one, trap. What's it called? Trap? What's it called?
It's actually called Rapping. Same again. This is an instrumental version, but there is a version that's just come out recently with vocals on it with Harry, which is a guy that I spoke to you about not so long ago.
Okay, let's give it a go. Give it a go. And even sometimes when I'm listening to it, I will like alter the tempo to see if it's like, would it be better in tempo a little bit faster or a little bit slower? I do crazy things like that, but here we go. Now that's the track I'll use for the cipher.
Mm.
Hit it hard. And that 808. Now we bring back the bass. Bring that bass back. Yeah. 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 I'm gonna let that ride out. Yep, yep. Give me the mic show, real talk, real issues, and feel good music. We got my man Rahman's Beats in the building doing his thing. We're listening to some of his tracks, and that one was fire. That one right there, I would put in the cipher. You know what I mean? I like that. I like that hard hitting that 808. You had the flow nice, so that's one I would consider for a cipher for sure. So yeah, the guys that you told me they were very unique and very different style, and I was welcoming that. I mean, the fact that one was from UK himself, other one from Namibia. I mean, I think I mentioned, I don't know if I did to you, but we had a guy from South Africa. He's represented in the cipher. We've got Namibia. He's going to be in the cipher. We got my man here in the States. His name is Lil Jupy. He'll be in the cipher. We tapped this female. I don't want to put out a name yet unless she's in the cipher for sure. But if you got any artists that talking about the cipher and they want to get involved, they need to drop me that email, wpkbmedia@gmail.com, or contact at wpkbmedia.com.
I'll send them through. I'll send a couple over your way.
Yeah, because here's the thing about the cipher. I would give them that a lot of the people believe that it's like you go and rehearse or you have some beats and some names and some things in your head. A real cipher is off the dome. and it's like stage fright. Some people say I won't sign up, and that's understandable. I'm giving them the benefit of maybe telling them like what the track will be, but I can't tell them, like, for example, I might not tell them every track. I might say, okay, I know there's one track that's an actual national track, meaning instrumental is national artist that I receive, that I'm gonna rock with that for sure. But I gave them that. That's because that's a slower one, but something like this is faster. And I would like challenge somebody to see if they can hang on both ends. A slower
Hmm.
and then something a little more faster. But I love the ciphers. I mean, I grew up, in Brooklyn, in Bedford Stuyvesant, in New York, and we had ciphers, and ciphers of righteous nature speaking, and ciphers of music nature, and also in Far Rock, Queens, where my second half of my teenage years. So I had seen it all. I'm the guy who's been in Latin quarters, the guy who's been involved with sitting around with all the national celebrities when they were not celebrities, when they were like, you could have a security guard. No, we don't need security. They didn't need security. It wasn't even that type of party. So, you know, the last one we're going to get into is Dream. Tell me about Dream.
Dreaming. This is a personal favorite. I love. I have same again two versions of this track. I have a version online with Uncle Harry freestyling on, which is brilliant, and then this instrumental version, which I love alone. It's just I wanted to make a chill out tune, and just something calming. But I ended up going quite heavy with the bass again, and yeah, it just came out really, really unexpectedly well, to be honest. So yeah, this is Dreaming, and when you hear it, you'll understand why I called it Dreaming.
Cool. Let go. Okay. Yeah. I feel the dream state. It's a dream state of mind, if you will. Feel that. I like it. You know what I think about that one?
Go on.
Soundtrack for a movie.
Yes, yeah.
Soundtrack for a movie. Um, I have visited whether driving down the highway coast or just seeing the aerial. You have the overhead drone and you're shooting an
Hmm.
aerial,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like
Big
landing
girl.
into setting the mood. A lot of things. Soundtrack. So we got to think in all directions. Soundtrack, uh, artists, right?
Yeah, everything. TV, adverts,
TV,
publishing, in all
exactly,
ways, shapes,
exactly,
and form. Yeah,
exactly,
there's plenty of
exactly.
places out there that help. So we're on them all. We're there.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's why, again, going back to the whole network thing, that was what I thought when I said, why can't I put, and this was crazy because I was like, why do they have like social media and then they have like Netflix and, that over there? Why can't they be together? It's this weird thing. Even as I'm formulating, they actually questions that are like telling me to choose between A or B. And I'm like, I don't see in this day and time, it's fusing together. It's fusing together. Social media, live broadcast, TV, television, video is WPKB Media Network. That's what this is. So on that note, we heading over to the other side, Instagram. I'm gonna catch
There
you
you
up over
go.
there, man. It's like 7:15, a good time to chop out of here and head over
Yeah.
there. If you guys are missing anything, or you missed anything, or you missed the beat, catch us over there at Instagram. We'll be at over about 7:30 or so, And this is my man Ramon's Beats out of the UK, tapping out. Oh, chap, talk to you over there.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Give me the mic show. Real talk, real issues, feel good music. Just giving you a little bit of house maintenance information. As I was telling him, we do have the Roku in place. If you're not familiar with Roku, just Google it. We're working on that. We worked on the app. We've been working on that. We got that done. The app will be available on Apple. What is it? Apple Store? Yeah, the Apple Store as well as the Android side. So we're working, pulling in live music broadcasts. We got the shows coming up soon. The mating game, which is a dating show. We're still gonna have Give Me the Mic show, and we got the Hitman show, which is basically a radio broadcast show that comes on in the morning, usually at 9 a.m. You can catch it on iHeartRadio. You can catch it on Google Play, Apple, Amazon Music, pretty much everywhere, your regular stuff, and then some. As we continue to pull it into the network, a lot of the broadcasts will be right on WPKB Media Network. When I go live there, I'll be live everywhere else as well. So, having said that, I'm going to tap out. It's Give Me the Mic show, real talk, real issues, and feel good music. I'm going to talk to you. Peace.